Listen carefully.
Go back to the jungle, baby. The hunters met a buyer for a baby gorilla. They wanted to sell her as a pet. The buyer didn't bring money. He brought the police. They took her to a safe place. The animal doctors had to be her mother. A baby gorilla needs its mother to live. The animal doctors had to make the gorilla trust them. They named the gorilla Doria. Doria was never alone. The animal doctors held her all the time. They even held her when she was sleeping. They hugged Doria and kept her warm. They gave her milk. 6 months later, Doria was happy. She acted like any other young gorilla. She would play by herself, but would run to the doctors if she was scared. Doria is not a baby now. She doesn't run to the doctors as much. The doctors want to send her home soon. She belongs in the jungle with other gorillas.
Listen carefully. A busy first day. On Tuesday morning, the Obamas went to church. Then they had tea and coffee with President George Bush and his wife. The couples went to the ceremony together. Everyone watched Barack Obama become the President of the United States. The ceremony was in Washington, D.C. President Obama talked about the hard work ahead. He also talked about America's problems and wars. He said, "The problems will not be easy to fix, but they will be fixed." In the afternoon, the Obamas walked up to the White House. People clapped and yelled. That evening, the Obamas danced at 10 different parties. They went back to the White House late at night. On Wednesday morning, President Obama went to the Oval Office. It was time for his hard work to begin. President Obama called other countries. He made the first decisions. He met with many people. He started to fix his country's problems. His busy days have just begun.
Listen carefully.
Guess and you shall find. A very busy woman needed to go away for 2 weeks. She had 2 children. She asked her friend to babysit them. At supper time, her friend wondered, "What should I cook? What kind of food do the children like?" She guessed what the kids would like. She guessed right. The children loved their meal. The friend kept guessing every night, and every night she was right. The kids ate up everything night after night. Finally, after 2 weeks, the mother came back home. The children looked very happy and well fed. The mother asked, "What did you cook them? The kids look really happy." Her friend answered, "I used your cookbook. I found a ripped page or the page with food on it. Then I cooked that recipe. It worked every time."
Listen carefully. The lion, the fox, and the donkey. A long time ago, a lion, a fox, and a donkey decided to work together. They hunted in the woods. The lion caught a lot of food. He asked the donkey to divide the food fairly. The donkey divided the food into 3 equal parts. He told the 2 others to make the first choice. The lion got very angry and ate the donkey instead. Then the lion asked the fox to divide the food. The fox divided it into 2 parts. She gave herself a very small amount. She gave the rest to the lion. The lion asked her, "Who taught you, my friend the fox, how to divide? You are perfect." The fox answered, "I learned it from the donkey. I saw what happened to him." The lesson is, learn from the bad luck of others and you will be happy.
Listen carefully.
Never to tell another lie. A long time ago, there were a king and his daughter, Princess, in the palace. She always told lies and never told truth. One day the king said, "Make her tell the truth. Then the man can marry her." Many people tried but failed. Then a young man's turn came. "Hello," he said to the princess. "Hello," she answered. Then she told a lie. "We have the biggest bull in the world. It gives milk for 1,000 people every day." The young man told her a story. "I climbed into the clouds and saw the north wind. Then I fell out of the sky and landed in a hole. It was your mother and father's nest. Your mother hit your father very hard. Then some figs dropped out of his hair." The princess shouted, "That's a lie. Father doesn't have figs in his hair." The young man finally made her tell the truth.
Listen carefully. Looking at the stars. Jim was 4 years old. His father came into his room one night and took him outside. That night, the sky was filled with many stars. It was November 9th, 1965, the night of the Great Blackout. There was no electricity that night near his home. Jim and his dad looked at the stars without any other lights. It was a perfect view. They saw the beautiful night sky. A long time ago, people saw the same night sky. It was an amazing sky with stars. The patterns of the stars told wonderful stories from the heavens. Jim went to a small hill near his home a few years ago. He saw the stars in the night sky, but they were not the same stars and sky as they were a long time ago. The closest town was 30 kilometers away. The town's lights were too bright in the sky.